rate. Maybe that'll be the deciding factor.
Don't they have to have a better than 50% win rate though? Because they're 3-2 and then they just won this game. So I think they have to have a better record. So I think it doesn't quite work out, but
Oh, over the 3-1s?
yeah.
The stats might not have been updated. I could be completely wrong. Yeah.
There because I think the math doesn't quite work out. But either way, pick and ban under getting going here, and
just clicked in my head. I was like, wait a sec, that doesn't work at all. They have to have the majority.
They lost half their games. How have they won more series? I don't know. But anyway, Fiora Zillion taking off the table here early for Cloud9, and we have Azir and Vladimir as the bans early on for Apex, and a lot of targeting on Jensen. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and once again, the Zillion banned away from Keane. So instrumental for Apex's win yesterday against Phoenix 1. And the next ban is going to be Ryze, again banned away from Apex. Such a strong champion.
Very, very strong, has a lot of power, especially, in the mid game and stuff. People used to talk about, he has to scale up, he needs to get all this stuff. Well, guess what? Mana is actually combat stats for Ryze, so he's able to get a lot of damage out even with just the mana items, and is pretty terrifying. Trundle going to be taken away once again from Impact. C9 with the first pick here. What are they going to go for? I would assume it's going to be Rek'Sai. Not the Braum that was just hovered there, as Meteos has really been favoring Rek'Sai. Cloud9 loves to first pick it, and I think it's safe. It doesn't give too much away. Probably would work out pretty well for Cloud9 and their draft.
And with all of the vision focus we saw Cloud9 playing around with in that first game, getting someone who has that built in as part of the kit might enable Meteos to do a little bit more across the map. So you can see Cloud9 giving it the early hover, waiting it out a little bit. We'll see if they decide to lock it in for that first pick. So I just took a look once again. It's 3-3 for Smoothie and 5-3 for Bunny.
Yeah. Okay. That
so
makes
Bunny actually does have the superior.
And is that with Smoothie's win last game? So he
so Smoothie goes up to 4-3.
4-3 and 5-3. It makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
That's how they're getting these wins. Otherwise, there's something going on. LCS is rigged.
Yeah.
But thankfully, it's not.
Not quite.
Not quite.
But looks like it's going to be Braum picked up again. Are they just trying to show off and say, you know what, we're going to do Bard on Saturday, see who has the better Bard. We'll do Braum on Sunday, see who has the better Braum.
I'm not sure. I mean, Braum is highly prioritized by Xpecial, so it may be something where they want to keep this champion away from him. I remember week 1, he actually had back-to-back player of the games on Braum, so it could just be kind of a nod to him. They're focusing bans, in other areas, but they want to take this away and deny Xpecial one of his best champions. It worked out very well for Smoothie last game and Cloud9. It's good follow-up. It does add some more frontline as well as follow-up engage, so I think it's a powerful champion. You're sacrificing your lane a little bit, but a lot of these teams are happy to lane swap anyway, so it doesn't become the end of the world.
Yeah, Apex, though, answer with that Rek'Sai passed over. Shrimp is going to lock it in once again, and Apollo finally makes a departure from that Caitlyn on Sivir.
So it is going to be pretty aggressive, engaging type lineup for Apex so far. They also have the ability to pick up Karma that Xpecial played last time. That's kind of the really power engaged combo in the bot lane. You have the Sivir speed ups, you have the Mantra E engages as well from Karma. So a lot of speed for your team in combination with the burrow in from the Rek'Sai can be pretty powerful, but C9 knows that they have that trade that they're making, right? And they were happy to give up Rek'Sai last game in exchange for the Kindred. They're going to do it once again. Meteos is a fantastic Kindred player, not someone who really does play Nidalee at all, and that's something that's prioritized a lot more by other teams, but not specifically by Cloud9 and not by him. Shen going to be coming out once again for Impact. He looked really good last game on it, I think. Cloud9 did sacrifice him in the early game. They're saying, well, sorry, not going to help you. You're going to lose a lot of farm. You're going to get behind. But he was not giving up his life. He was getting XP. He was soaking any safe farm that he could get. And he was always rotating at the right time for the team, which is what we need to see from Impact. We need to see him be proactive in the early game and netting them those advantages with his globals.
Yeah, he had some huge stand united, even in the
Great
middle
stuff,
of the fight, splitting to land a taunt, then immediately stand uniting onto Sneaky. So excellent presence of mind from that. In answer, though, Jarvan IV has been locked in.
We just saw the SOT about it. I'm hoping it's going to go top lane, but Keane is pretty wacky. We have seen J4 being played in the mid lane for Keane as well. He used to use it as a counter pick in certain matchups. My guess is that it's going to be going to Ray in the top lane, which makes me very, very happy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly how this matchup is going to go against Shen, but we do know if Keane starts to snowball, he has a potential to absolutely pop people. At the same time, when you do have kind of those one-shot type ultimates that you're relying on absolutely blowing someone up. You do have Kindred to kind of counteract that. You see Jarvan leaping in, you press R, that gets denied.
Yeah, it'll be a bit of a game of what's going to come first, the chicken or the Jarvan IV. Tough call, but looks like Lissandra is the answer for Jensen, and Sneaky goes to that more mobile Lucian.
Yeah, so it will be more of a lane-dominant AD carry for Sneaky this time around, and since it was the Alistar for Xpecial, he's always really been great on those engaged melee-type supports. It seems to be more his forte, in my opinion. We are going to have a lane matchup. I think that's going to be pretty darn good for C9. The Braum, the Lucian works very well in combination with passives. You can proc the Braum stun very quickly, and we're putting Jensen back on something where he can roam. He can move around the map and affect other lanes very, very well. Yes, it's not the TF with the global ultimate, but Lissandra is a powerful roaming champion, can move up and down the lanes, can get to the side lanes and really help affect those early on. There's almost no answer to a roaming Lissandra who lands that ultimate. If your team is collapsing, especially with the Shen in combination, can be very, very powerful.
Yeah, final pickup for Apex is Cassiopeia locked in for Keane.
Not something we've actually seen, I think, at all.
Yeah,
with the new Cassiopeia. So this is pretty different. It actually does have some pretty powerful utility against this team, because when the poison is down, the W is down, that like kind of poison wall or cloud or whatever you want to call it, you can't actually dash, you can't use move blocks inside of that, and there's a lot of move blocks on this team, so you can't, I'm not sure if you can take the Lissandra E, but Lucian cannot dash, you cannot use stand behind me from Braum,
you can't
Kindred
flash,
cannot jump, we cannot see a taunt from Shen, so this could actually just be like, hey, look at all these dashes. Well, you can't do that.
Yeah.
At the same time, it can be tough to land those in the proper spots, to have them down at the right time. You know, it does have a good counter engage as well. If this team is kind of running in at you, you have your ultimate to kind of back them off. So it's going to be a pretty powerful lineup here for Apex. But at the same time, I think is a pretty high level of execution that is required, because if Keane gets caught, if he gets, you know, hit by a taunt or some Lissandra CC very early on, he could get taken out before he's really able to kind of get that effective move block denial.
Yeah, lots of damage, but Cloud9 and Apex are ready to head into Game 2. As we load in, tweet your votes for the team you think is going to come away with the win. Use hashtag C9win or hashtag APXwin to let us know. As we get ready, will Ray dunk on some very unsuspecting? Well, I think there's. I think
now.
Yeah,
they're suspicious. They're suspicious after that last game.
I think they know.
Ooh, they're looking out.
Yeah, or will Cloud9 be able to drop enough crowd control? Yep, onto Apex and shut that down as we load onto the Rift for game number 2 between Cloud9 and Apex.
Okay, so Apollo did take Warlords. He wants that healing talent to be able to kind of deal with some of this. You know, he wants to just be able to sustain through lane, and that is going to kind of help him out there. Sneaky taking Fervor, more aggressive option, pretty normal stuff for the Lucian. And it's going to be interesting to see what kind of lane matchups we're getting. And they're doing this kind of 3-man invade once again, where Jensen comes over to the team, and they're going to see if they can actually catch anyone. If you tag someone with the Braum Q, you can get a lot out of them, maybe even blow another summoner.
Yeah, Bunny Fufu leads the charge with Sneaky, but Apollo will back away. Just one perimeter ward as Xpecial.
Oh, is he going to get tagged?
He's close.
It is actually pretty close, but he's fine.
Yeah.
He's far enough away.
Oh, and Cloud9 get the ward.
Good
10
work.
gold. Cloud9.
Insurmountable advantage, I would say.
Yeah.
No comeback from that one.
So tough.
Yeah.
One single ward. And looks like once again, Cloud9, they start heading towards the lane swap. Meteos on the bottom side. He's going to have some help from Impact, and Sneaky and Bunny head towards Ray.
Yeah, it's hard to know what exactly it is that initiates these lane swaps sometimes. Sometimes it's a situation where you're like expecting the other team to lane swap, so you lane swap, and maybe you actually wanted the 2v2. Sometimes it is exactly what you're hoping for to avoid it, or in this case, perhaps to just be like, okay, we don't want Ray to get farmed, but we don't want him to get going, and potentially, you know, become that kind of beastly Jarvan that he did last time around. And C9 comes in, the campus is already gone, and they now know exactly where the 2v2 lane is going to be.
Bunny Fufu's going to try to deny this Raptor camp. Should be able to buy a lot of time as Shrimp goes in. Doesn't have any smite.
Yeah, he can buy a little time, but you know, this is not a Karma. This is not a Bard. You kind of just hang around, look to see if you can maybe steal away one of the little Raptors or be kind of annoying, but you can't take too many risks. And Ray does a nice job just kind of zoning him out while Shrimp does take away the camp.
Impact in the bottom lane. Was able to catch 2 minions in a handful of CS, so he might be able to be okay. Jensen trading it out with Keane. Already you can see that could be a scary mid lane. Cassiopeia. Very, very interesting choice out of Keane. Very interesting choice from Apex in general. Jarvan IV, Cassiopeia, and then Sivir to get them in.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff, and Keane is always one of those guys who's comfortable doing it. He has his own interpretation of the meta, own interpretation of what counters what. He's going to be gifted over an early blue here too, which is actually very nice for him, as Cassiopeia is extremely mana hungry and very powerful when you do have mana. You can actually just continually dump out that Twin Fangs and get so much damage down, and then, you know, the risk is that you but with the blue buff, he's going to have a massive early advantage in this lane, or at least should, over Jensen.
Yeah, trying to deny some of these minions to Jensen, in fact. As you can see, the lane swap cam fully online as the turrets are being taken, and Keane lands yet another. There are no more potions for Jensen. He's at 300 health right now.
And that's actually warded, so his back is going to get stopped here for sure from Keane. And this is super annoying for Jensen, because now he's just going to have to back off even further. He's probably going to have to blow his TP before he's really at an amount of gold that's going to give him a good buy. So definitely not the best start for him, but it's to be expected when Cass is gifted over that super early blue. And that's something that they have to deal with, and I'm sure it's something that was part of their game plan going into this.
Yeah, and with that early pressure, Lissandra pushed away and forced to TP in. That means Apex can rush down the first Drake of the game.
And it's the Water Dragon, which is very nice early on. And look at this damage already back out to Jensen. Jensen's at half HP. He just TP'd back. So if Keane can actually shove him in one more time, make him base, that would be huge, because Keane does not have his TP. He wants to be able to push in the waves before he has to base so he doesn't lose anything.
Yeah, and with that Ocean Drake, after this blue buff wears off, Keane, he's already almost full to capped up on mana, but he'll have further sustain in this lane. Jensen, he's going to have his work cut out for him in this lane up.
Yeah, as long as Jensen does not trade and kind of poke him back, then that will be active. So when a champion does hit you, it kind of resets the clock. It's 5 seconds, I do believe, before that goes off. And Impact pretty far up here. Xpecial going to threaten it, but not really much chance of actually taking him out, even if he does land the combo. And Jensen pushed back once again here by Keane.
Yeah, just continuing to trade very effectively. Meanwhile, lane swap has taken 2 quick turrets, and Cloud9 sends Sneaky and Bunny Fufu down to the bottom turret as Apollo and Xpecial continue the standard trade and look now for that top turret.
Yeah, Cloud9 has been picking up more farm, though, in all the other matchups. Yes, Keane does have a nice advantage for himself, but Jensen's certainly not too far behind. Sneaky is up a number of CS, a couple up for Impact, and Meteos even is up some as well. So Cloud9 has a couple hundred gold lead before, you know, taking turrets or anything into account just from the farm.
Yeah, very good play from Cloud9, as expected. Very strong mechanical players. They've actually got 4 shoving down the top tier 1, whereas Apex have only got 3 as... Oh no, excuse me, that's Apex on the top who have 4 shoving it down. Meteos is actually roaming around in the mid lane right now. You just saw him past Jensen.
Yeah, Meteos trying to pick up some more farm. You know, he got the earlier base, so he has already bought. So he's getting kind of that advantage, and you know, they are going to be taking this turret about the same time anyway, so it's kind of just more of an advantage for Cloud9.
Oh, there's level 6, and immediately Keane tries to all-in Jensen, who just ults himself to reset it.
That was actually really nice by Jensen, though. Suddenly he turned his back and actually avoided that stun from Keane, or he could have been in a lot of trouble. And this is the Apex Classic, where you have the 3-man leashing the Rift Herald, and Keane is not going to be the only one not involved in that, but Ray is able to just walk in, pick up the buff, and this is something they love to do. Everyone is actually just taking their time, spending it to get Ray ahead, to get him this advantage. And you can see Ray even picking up a cull. He's going to try to scale. They're going to try to work off of any advantages that they can build for him, and even sacrificing, you know, time from your AD carry, from your support, from your jungler in order to do that.
Yeah, Ray goes for a very greedy recall, but gets away with it just outside of the attack range of Bunny Fufu. As Cloud9 continue to send Sneaky and Bunny towards the top side, and Ray will finally get a chance to answer Impact. Double longsword, cull. Oh boy, this is going to be a lot of damage on this Jarvan if he gets online.
Definitely can. We've seen the ability to just absolutely one-shot those squishy targets, and Sneaky is going to have to be careful in these fights. And the thing is, you know, Ray, to really get those true kind of like one-shots, he has to be very far ahead. And he was able to pull that off through some really good team fighting in that last game. He was also enabled a lot by the Zilean, which allowed him to go super, super aggressive. Because if you go Glass Cannon, you just dive in there and you get, say, taunted by the Shen. Well, guess what? You're going to die very quickly yourself. So it is risk versus reward when you build full damage. You have the potential to get popped yourself. And now Ray is down 2 levels, but Impact's up pretty far, and Shrimp looking to get something done. Thankfully for Impact, it's pushing towards him, so there's no reason for him to really aggress into this. He can just kind of wait and allow the lane to push towards him.
Yeah, Ray farming it up as best he can, trying to break this, but Meteos is on this side of the map. There are some wards around the river, so Meteos should know that this is...
Meteos is just powerful. Yeah. He's a 40 CS to the 25, and oh, here they go.
Oh, Jensen goes forward. Keane does have the Petrifying Gaze and is flashed away. Here's Jensen, or Meteos now looking for Ray a little bit. Has got his red buff. Doesn't get the full distance on that tumble though.
Yeah, another blue going to be gifted over to Keane. His second of the game early on, going to be pretty nice, stacking up that tier. Looks like he's working towards a Morello's as well. I'm assuming that's what that Lost Chapter is going to be for. Jensen, though, up in CS, they're going to be very, very even neck and neck. And Impact has done a good job picking up a lot of farm for himself, and Meteos power farming, a lot of advantage kind of being gained there from Cloud9. And it's going to be a matter of time before they make their first move. You know, both teams are playing pretty patiently, looking for the opportune moment, and we'll see who pulls the trigger first. We just saw Cloud9 look for an aggressive play in mid with Sneaky and Bunny, and in bottom with Meteos looking for Ray, but they weren't quite able to convert it into anything. Impact now is going to gift blue buff over to Jensen. You already saw Keane with his own, gifted by Shrimp. And Shrimp is going to be spotted by a ward on that top tri-bush, so Impact should know that Ray aggressing is not, in fact, a bait. Well, it is a bait, but not a bait that he wants to take. They're pretty aware of it, especially with Meteos on the bot side. Impact should be playing pretty safe. And once again, lane pushing to him, doesn't have to be too worried about it. Can just hang out by the turret, allow it to come to him, and Shrimp is just cleaning up some counter jungling. Meteos returning the favor on the other side of the map, and we can see Cloud9 is playing war around that bot side. Second dragon gonna spawn, and we'll see if Cloud9 wants to try to go for this one.
Yeah, teleport is up for Ray. He takes a bit of damage from Impact and gets a very favorable trade. Shrimp actually shows himself on that side. He's got the Abyssal Voyage, but Ray is out of mana. Cloud9 could look to put some pressure on that Ocean Drake. Impact continuing to take damage, but they're not quite able to get it. Yeah, Meteos has started the Drake on the opposite side, and here comes Sneaky and Bunny Fufu.
Yeah, so Apex just trying to break the freeze, make sure he can't have that, and you know, Impact not going to get much of one, C9 at the same time. Because Shrimp had to show top lane, they get a free dragon, and that's going to be evening out that difference.
Yeah, so once again, Apex prioritizing Ray, not only in the Rift Herald, but by breaking the freeze. Make sure that he can continue to get gold shoveled onto him. He's already got his serrated Dirk, so he's got some armor penetration prepared.
Yeah, has that flat armor pen. Chain Vest already done for Impact, though, so he should be okay. He's definitely pacing very well, and they're going to go for an all-in on Keane.
Keane cleanse. He gets a huge stun. He's going to dodge a bit of the damage, but the early flash burn means they catch up. First blood, Cloud9.
Yeah, they return to the scene of the crime. No flash for Keane this time, and C9 with a great return gank. Sneaky able to pick up first blood. No better person to have that on than the Lucian.
Yeah, quick kill. And Keane on that is not going to be able to catch any of these minions. Ray was on his way, but was just not quite there in time. Cloud9 once again take that advantage in the mid lane.
Keane actually played that about as well as he could. He actually landed the Petrifying Gaze on Sneaky, interrupting the culling. But with 3 men there, no flash, didn't have much of a chance, even with the fast cleanse and the really nice ultimate. So he played it well, but a lot of focus on him, and he is going to be going down. This is something, though, that's going to be pretty problematic for Apollo. If you look at the items, Apollo is sitting on Zergreaves and a couple longswords, and Sneaky has a full Ghost Blade. That's pretty brutal. So if they ever actually meet up, Sneaky is going to smash him. So Apollo basically is just relying on wave clear. He wants to move around the map with his upgraded boots. He has that attack speed, but not going to be very combat potent against this Lucian, and he's going to have to try to avoid fights for quite some time as a result. Whereas, you know, Sneaky is going to be happy to duel basically anyone.
Yeah, and we talked about this earlier before the match. Apollo did 6,000 damage total to champions in that previous game, whereas Sneaky did 22,000, 3.5 times as much.
It's a lot of damage.
Yeah. So once again, might be an opportunity for Cloud9 to look for an advantage as Ray clears out a minion wave on that top side of the map. Still down just a bit of CS behind Impact, but plenty of CS, plenty of gold. Once again, Keane has got his flash and instantly flashes away.
Too much respect actually given to Jensen there. Jensen just throws out the E, and Keane flashes away instantly, knowing he doesn't have cleanse. He's basically saying, if you ult me, I'm dead, so I'm gonna flash. But the problem is, they didn't commit anything, and now C9 can just make that return gank once again, and Keane probably will not be able to escape. They're gonna have to play around that very heavily for Apex.
Yeah, a lot of respect for Keane as he continues farming it up. He even had Xpecial right there in front of him, but decides not to risk it.
Yeah.
And now it looks like Apex are pretty comfortable in this 1-3-1. They've got Ray hard farming in the top lane and Apollo in the bottom. Minor CS advantages, however, for Cloud9. And Meteos, despite hard farming early on, doesn't get caught up. Ray is going to trade it out with Impact. There goes the block zone.
Impact with the fully completed Sunfire Cape, a lot stronger right now. He has the level advantage as well. Nails the taunt, great trade onto Ray, and Ray is going to have to give a lot of respect over to Impact on this Shen at this stage in the game, so he's just going to go back to the jungle. Unfortunately for him, nice freeze for Impact, and C9 trying to pick up advantages where they can, now getting some vision around the jungle.
Yeah, once again, this is, I think, the 4th or 5th time this game Cloud9 have returned to the mid lane with Sneaky and Bunny Fufu.
Yeah.
Just to clear out the vision, make Keane feel pressured. And it has been successful so far.
Yeah, poor Keane, man, he's got a little Lissandra PTSD. He's flashing away. There's a little too much Cloud9 attention there, and it's got to be frustrating. And is Ray actually going to take this red buff? I feel like that would be kind of... Okay, I guess he's just going to take the red buff.
I think he is, yeah.
I feel like that's something. That's not something you see very often, especially when you're kind of behind. But once again, just putting a lot onto Ray's shoulders. And Ray has got to try to get something done. He's going to need to try to pick up some kills here. He has the red buff. He has the Rift Herald as well. And needs to get going on that Jarvan if he wants to be effective.
Okay, he does have his Caulfield's Hammer. And now a pickaxe instead of completing the Youmu's right away. So
yeah, just didn't have enough gold, so he just wanted to buy as much power as he can right now, try to get something done, hopefully with this red buff.
And the reason why is Mountain Drake is up in 90 seconds. He might not get a chance for another back before that Drake spawns, and that's definitely something that Apex want. 15.5 minutes in. Cloud9 only about 1,000 gold ahead. It's even in Dragons, Ocean Drake versus Ocean Drake. Even in turrets as well.
The bigger deal right now is not the gold lead, it's just where the gold is concentrated. You know, Sneaky has completed items, Shen has that completed item, so it's one of those things where although you're very close in gold, you know, Apollo does not have a full item yet. He needs to kind of come online, get a Shiv or his PD or whatever he wants before he's going to be able to kind of match up well, because Sneaky is going to be so powerful in these fights. At the same time, if Sneaky's able to get popped by Ray, then this is, you know, an Apex fight.
Yeah, he's got double summoners and a Kindred to keep him
Shen
safe.
is up really far here. Impact's got to be careful.
Yeah, Xpecial's coming around, trying to wait over the wall. Oh, he knocks him away. Apex Ray chases forward. Able to actually trade and turn onto Ray for 3 huge hits.
Yeah, Impact's up 2 levels, and he's not scared at all.
Meteos turns onto Shrimp, gets a lot of damage before Shrimp tunnels away, and Cloud9 open up the map for themselves, and with that dragon spawning in 10 seconds, couldn't be better.
And the experience advantage, pretty big deal in that top lane. Even with Xpecial there, they cannot actually go for the fight. Red buff expired on Ray, and did not want to pull the trigger. Risk getting 1v2 to Shrimp, getting kind of caught out here.
Yeah, again, the stun tags him. Apollo gets just a bit of damage onto Bunny and is going to clear this wave out, but Cloud9 have pressure in 3 lanes. Dragon spawns, Impact misses the taunt, gets knocked up under the turret. Ray, decides not to go in. He's got his teleport, but this Drake has been started by Cloud9, and it looks like Apex are converging on the pit. They might try to turn this.
Yeah, but I don't think they're there in time. It should be able to get smited away. Oh, it actually leveled
up.
up!
It's picked up by Xpecial. Bunny Fufu gets knocked right in. It's Bunny Fufu running around Xpecial 1 versus 4. Ray is going to go on to Sneaky. There's the respite to keep him standing. Impact kites it around there on the edge and double flash over the wall. Meteos gets left behind and Keane picks it up. That's Mountain Drake to Apex.
That's actually so frustrating for Meteos. So what happened there is the Dragon actually leveled up as he smited. I believe we'll see if we get a replay. And so it would have been actually a kill secure on the Dragon, but the level up gives it a little bit more HP. This means that Smite misses, and Xpecial actually steals it with the combo. So if we do get a replay, we'll be able to check that out. But Xpecial picks up the Drake, huge for Apex, and they get a kill as well. Let's check back in here, but I'm pretty sure if you watch closely, the Dragon does actually get a level up here. So here comes, yeah, level up right there. It just went up 200 HP. The Smite misses by 87. That is a tilter if I've ever seen one.
Ray, however, might be caught. Jensen solo kills him. Here comes Impact as he teleported in to try to collapse.
Jensen doing his best Ray impression. He's saying,
yeah.
Oh, you can blow someone up? I can blow someone up.
Quick assassination, easy peasy, as Jensen split pushes in that far lane and catches up. But now that Drake goes over to Apex, and they even it up in kills. Still only minor gold lead for Cloud9, but it evens up in stats as Essence Reaver finally finished for Apollo. And everyone resets after that, except for Keane. He wants to look for some damage, knowing that Jensen... Oh, he doesn't have Claw now either.
Yeah, Jensen's okay, though, backing out of there, and Impact picking up some farm. Apollo does, thankfully for him, now have the Essence Reaver. They're just kind of ignoring each other and going to clear out those waves. And
Impact is going to be able to block a few of these hits. Xpecial doesn't have his unbreakable will, so they have to juggle this really carefully. Shrimp is still going. He's actually holding the minion wave. I have absolutely no idea. He's going to land a taunt right now. Shrimp is taking a lot of damage. He flashes. Can he get back to the tunnel? He can. Loops back around. The turret was picked up, but the trade on the opposite side. Cloud9 have taken the tier 2 already and push it straight to the inhibitor.
Yeah, that was a very messy dive. I don't know what Apex was really thinking. I guess it works out. They trade a flash for a turret. That's not bad at all, but had Shrimp gone down there, it would have looked pretty ugly. At the same time, C9 gets a turret of their own, gets a little bit of damage in on the inhibitor, and Impact will be able to collect most of this farm.
Yeah, so we're now cresting over the 20-minute mark. Minor advantages for Cloud9 all across the board, but they slowly seem to be taking more and more. That one fight didn't quite work out for Cloud9, but they had the right idea in playing the map. Red buff, this time going to be gifted over to Apollo, as Ray is now splitting on the bottom side.
Question marking Apollo. He's like, what do you think you're doing, bro? That's my red buff.
Take him a buff.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
going
Ray,
for that priority call.
Yeah, he has the Ghost Blade, actually going CDR boots too. Pretty cool. You know, wants to really be able to get those ultimates off very often. Spell rotations pretty quickly, and he's going to have a lot of CDR early on here with the Ghost Blade, with the Lucidity boots, and going to be looking to be pretty explosive in these fights. And it was close to zeroing out Sneaky, but Meteos saved him with the Lamb's Respite. As we did talk about in Champ Select, that's kind of the back and forth they have to be careful about. But you know, it's one of those things, if Jarvan gets strong enough, you can actually just die so fast you don't really have a chance to get it off. And you know, if Meteos ever gets, say, tagged by Keane's ultimate and gets stunned, then Keane, you know, he can just get ulted not only by Keane but by Ray. Ray can just follow it up and just kill him before he can drop the ult. So Meteos is gonna have to be very careful about the CC, especially because he did not actually go for Merc Treads. If he gets comboed, if he gets caught by the stun from Keane's ult, you know, there's a lot of things that can be very, very tough for him. But I mean, I think that Tabbies are a great buy, especially because knockups are not affected by the tenacity, and that's what a lot of these are. You know, knockup from Xpecial, knockups from Ray and Shrimp.
It'll be a very close fight for Cloud9, as currently the two teams are vying for vision over that Baron pit. Apex had it first, then Cloud9 took it. Now Apex once again have got control over the area as Apollo continues to shove and split push. Ray's actually on this side of the map with his teleport. He could be looking for a quick sneaky kill.
Yeah, we'll see if he's going to go for that. Impact split pushing in the bot lane, has his ultimate available, so he can respond quickly if they do need to, and they're going to try to give him that alone time, allow him to continue to get that farm, get the XP advantages. And
yeah, there goes the recall from Ray, finally going to have to catch the wave that Impact is shoving. He does still have his teleport, and Impact's is coming up along with Jensen's in about 30 seconds.
This is a really close game. The gold lead is pretty much inconsequential at this point. You know, 800 gold separating the two teams at 22 minutes, not a big deal whatsoever, especially when a lot of that is going to be recouped here from this wave that's being pushed in for Ray. And APX looking solid this game. Two teams very close, and everyone is pretty equally matched. The teams seem to be kind of feeling each other out, a little bit hesitant to go all in for any big plays or anything. You know, Jensen has picked up a lot of his major items, has a lot of CDR himself, which is key on that Lissandra. You can move around the map and really try to make some plays happen.
Next Drake spawning in 25 seconds. That's Infernal, and there is not a ward on that side of the map. One in the try and one near blue buff for Apex, but the dragon itself is in darkness. Finally, Xpecial is going to head over and say, oh, we should probably contest this objective. Yeah,
they definitely would like to. They'd definitely like to be able to. Once again, are they equipped to? It's hard to say because, you know, the items are coming through at a lot better timings for C9. Sneaky now has both of his, you know, major items. He has the Black Cleaver Ghostblade, double items on their mid laner, you know, close to the Trinity Force as well for Meteos. So their power spikes are coming in pretty well, and they'll be pretty happy to try to go for this.
Yeah, Keane finally has his flash back up. Xpecial waiting in the wings. He knows he's
for a
out
pick.
of vision. Gets a ward over the wall. Shrimp actually shows himself. And with 4 members of Apex in the mid lane, Meteos is going to be spotted with a scrying orb. He's going to try to finish this off. Apex are rushing forward. Apollo goes in. And Shrimp, oh, he's going to snipe that away from him. But Cloud9 try to engage. Shrimp flashes the taunt, and Apollo burns on the hunt to get out. He flashes to get away from Jensen. And Cloud9 get the Apex, get the Drake and get out.
Yeah, Apex taking 2 straight dragons right under the nose of Meteos, and this one was just a 50-50 smite. Meteos decides to commit to it. Shrimp actually gets it, and he does have a little bit of advantage because he is up a level, so has the smite advantage in that and will take it away.
Yeah, Cloud9 not quite able to secure it as Apex secure their 3rd Drake. That's 3 more than the previous game. As Cloud9 continue to put some slip push pressure on the map. Seems like they're just waiting it out a little bit, waiting for Apex to make a mistake.
Haven't made any yet, though, and they grab the dragon. Ray does not blow his DP. He's just farming it out in the side lanes, so you know, not committing anything to that. And Ray picking up a lot more items. You know, he has the Tiamat now. He has a Hex Drinker to hopefully live through some of this potential burst damage that could come back onto him, especially from the Lissandra, who has that point-and-click ultimate. Going to be great if Ray jumps in.
Ooh, Bunny Fufu and Meteos, along with Sneaky, are going to invade. Shrimp knows that this is there. He's going to take the tunnel over as Xpecial gets knocked away.
They'll just switch places. It's cool.
Yeah. It's like one of those car commercials where it's one car and then it swerves into 3, and the other cars were lined up out of vision.
Oh, yeah, okay. I wasn't with you at first, but I know what you're talking about now. Where they're doing, you know,
yeah, they're doing the
exactly all the different cars.
Highway swerve.
All right.
Don't swerve on the highway.
Don't do that.
Don't recommend it. You can swerve in League of Legends, especially if you're Azir. But
or Scion.
Oh yeah.
You know, you can go drifting.
Undead drift. All right. Anyways, 25 minutes in. Apex are content to sit back and receive the waves that Cloud9 are prepping on the side lanes.
Yeah, Apollo, 2 items for him now. Going to be a lot stronger. He has successfully kind of avoided having any big fights when he was behind Sneaky, you know, when he was kind of at that big disadvantage, especially from early on. He's going to be pretty powerful himself now, especially, you know, when he does pick up that IE, starts to get the bounce crits. They can be very strong indeed, and Keane is powering up pretty heavily. This is going to be a strong team fight team from Apex once again, and C9 does not have kind of that massive split push advantage that they did previously.
Yeah, they do have double teleport, so they might try to look for that macro play and pull Apex apart. But this time, I think Apex will be a lot less hesitant to look for those forceful fights, to try to break objectives.
Yeah, TF is just so good at killing the objectives, though. You know, killing the turrets when you get to them, and it always has a way to kind of move around the map and collapse very quickly with the ultimate. So, you know, it's not as powerful of a split pusher, but Lissandra is fantastic at catching people out in her own way.
Cloud9 continued to litter the Baron with vision. Apex trying to contest it as best they can. Once again, triple scrying orb from Apex, along with double sweeper. And Ray finally going to trade a little bit with Impact. Drops the Youmu's, misses the knockup though. Meanwhile, he immediately, Sneaky goes in, sees that the knockup is gone. Stand United is going to get Impact into the fight. Now Apollo is kiting it out. He's going to drop. Meanwhile, Meteos is split off. Ray teleports in just a little bit too slow. Meteos flashes the wall. Ray provides chase and is going to get the kill. So far, it's 2 for 1 in favor of Cloud9.
Impact nicely able to land that ult after Ray had already used his combo, couldn't interrupt it. They get the faster collapse, they get the advantage in the fight, and now are looking to pick up some more kills.
Yeah, huge play. The moment that knockup is gone and the crowd control is missing, Impact forces the issue with the rest of Cloud9. They take control over the vision on this side of the pit, and Jensen in the top lane is going to shove onto a tier 2 while Keane tries to defend this tier 1. Might be a bit tough, though, as Sneaky takes a lot of damage from Bunny. There goes a culling. And oh, here goes Ray over the side, not able to get the kill, however.
Oh, such fast reactions from Sneaky. The flash shield comes out immediately, barely able to live, and oof, maybe a sign of things to come. Sneaky's gonna have to be careful. So here is that fight once more. Sneaky kind of coming down here. You know, is he caught or is the other team caught? And the answer is Shen's coming in, so Apex gonna get caught out. Xpecial taking a lot of damage to start off this fight. And now Keane is being able to catch Meteos off on the side. Ray comes in to join him. They finish off that kill, but at the same time, Xpecial gets out while his jungler and his AD carry do die.
So taking a look at that attempt at killing Sneaky from Ray, he got him down to 88 health with the combo.
That is close.
Yeah. By the skin of his teeth, he gets out. But once again, Cloud9 able to find a successful advantage. Minor opening of the gold lead. More importantly, they reclaim vision around the Baron pit. And Ocean Drake is going to spawn in 40 seconds. This is going to be the last Drake before Elder. Apex group up as 5. Ray has his Cataclysm. Those CDR boots coming up huge. Could look for yet another assassination, especially now that he knows Sneaky has no summoners.
Yeah, Sneaky with no summoners is going to have to play very carefully. He wants this kind of just play buddy-buddy with Meteos and have the ultimate available, but at the same time, if you group up too much, Meteos can take the AoE damage from that Cataclysm. Going to have to be careful, and it's definitely a tense moment for both teams. Dragon is spawning, Impact is down around there, getting a little bit of vision, and Meteos securing the Scuttle Crab top side. They have a pink ward in the pit. You know, it's a back and forth trade. If you commit too much to the Dragon, the other team perhaps go for Baron. Especially at this stage in the game, Ocean is not as important as say, an Infernal or a Mountain, so teams may not be willing to commit as much to it.
Yeah, Ray right now trying to catch the waves that Impact is shoving in. He's got no teleport. Finally, he's forced to group up with his team. Impact has both his teleport and his Stand United, so Apex are going to try to force the issue by bullying Jensen out of mid lane and breaking down this tier 1 turret, but trade-off on the opposite side could be an inhib.
All C9 has to do is basically delay at this point. Yes, Apex is going to push mid lane, but we already have Impact on that inhibitor turret, so he's going to be doing his work. This is the advantage of having 2 ways to move around the map, your TP and your ult. Apex either have to commit to a fight or respond, and they're going to choose to respond. We'll see how much damage has actually been done to this turret. Not too much, so Apex have not lost that much yet, but at least for Impact, he's picking up some farm, continuing to try to stay relevant in this game.
Yeah, Shrimp is actually going to be the one who answers it. He's got the Abyssal Voyage, so he can get there. And with Apex responding, Cloud9 counter shove the mid lane and take that dragon. And take that turret, man. Now they look to turn onto the dragon.
Yeah, so they are going to be able to pick up the dragon. They have to base, deal with the split push, and it is going to be a nice dragon for C9. Second Ocean of the game. Going to have a lot of regen.
Yeah, very clean play from Cloud9. Again, putting pressure in multiple situations to pull Apex apart. And Apex are trying to respond as best they can, but Cloud9 are just denying the opportunity for Apex to fight.
Still, Apex has the Dragon advantage. They have an extra one, and they have the 2 that are really impactful late game. Mountain is massive late game, taking in those objectives, trying to get Baron, trying to get turrets. That's how you win the game. And the Infernal, the further we get into the game, the more helpful it's going to be, especially since they have, carry top laner. The extra AD for Ray will also be very nice.
Oh, Apollo finally going to drop that mid-tier 1. Apex answer, Xpecial eats a stun and flashes in! He mistimed the knockup and goes down to Cloud9! They're gonna chase forward, Jensen hops over the zone. He's gonna like to return onto Apollo, still got the ultimate, and with Impact ulting in, Apex are able to kite it out.
Yeah, he actually got stunned. I think he got Braum passive right as he flashed forward to go for the Q. Was not able to get the combo off. Pretty rough timing for him, but Meteos and C9 pick up a fast kill onto Xpecial, and we'll see if they can take anything off this. They're moving around towards Baron. Meteos actually gets it aggroed onto him by Shrimp there and takes a lot of damage.
Yeah, Impact is going to take some more too. Xpecial, meanwhile, has respawned, but that Unbreakable Will is a pretty big cooldown. Ray, you can see looking for a flank, trying to sneak onto someone. Shrimp is, barely going to make it out of the zone in time. Shrimp will eat a slow. Looks like Cloud9 are going to try to kite this back.
Flash for that too, so a big cooldown gone for him. And if you look across the board, only 1 or 2 flashes. Actually, the solo laners are having their flash available for Apex, but none on the bot lane, none on the jungler, and that does reduce a lot of their kind of explosive engage.
Yeah, Cloud9 try to bait out the Baron. Taking a bit of damage again, using that miasma to try denying Jensen the ability to hop in. Ray finally with his teleport is going to answer the wave on the bottom lane.
C9 is just controlling vision so well. It's kind of a repeat of the last game, and the taunt connects onto Xpecial. He's in trouble.
Yeah, caught once again. He's going to get the knockup, but the stun will proc. He still doesn't have that Unbreakable Will. Ray is teleporting in. He's going to try to save him, but that's Jensen, actually. He's not going to save him. He's going to try to kill him. He turns now onto Keane. There's the cleanse. Keane is going to flash out. Shrimp is going to get locked down. And Cloud9 pick up 2 kills.
Now Ray comes in with the TP, but way too little too late from Ray. 2 free kills. Jungler's down. Head to Baron.
Yeah, immediately they turn onto it. No chance at a steal unless Ray could try to burst in and destroy Meteos.
I think that would be a really bad decision for Ray to try to go for it. You just have to cut your losses, let it go, and that's exactly what they're going to do. But C9 opening up the game once again, secures Baron. And now they're going to try to go to the split push, unlock the base, and use those Baron minions.
Yeah, Cloud9 have just been playing the map so well. Here that is, once again, Xpecial.
This is the result of controlling vision for so long. Xpecial has to get in there. They need a ward. He drops the ward, but he is caught. And in comes Jensen. Ray is just deciding this is a lost fight. I'm not going to go. And by the time he actually does decide to come around there, it's way too late. His team is already caught, and Shrimp so far up. Keane is able to get out, with the cleanse flash, but Shrimp gets slowed. Nice flash ulti there from Bunny. The follow-up Braum passive lands the stun, and Ray is not there in time to help out his teammate, but even if he was, I don't think there's actually anything he could do in that situation.
Yeah, very late teleport. Now Cloud9 shoved into the mid. Xpecial always looking for Meteos. There they go. They turn on to Jensen. He can't take the claw, but he ults himself. And Xpecial will drop. Ray is in the back line. He assassinates Sneaky before he goes down himself. And there goes a huge turn from Keane. Impact is poisoned. Jensen's kiting it out as best he can. Apollo receives the heal. And here comes Jensen once again. He gets in late. Unstoppable, but he drops the Keane. Keane is so big. He lands the poison, but Meteos is going to be able to get out of this. Keane is looking for one more tick. Can he land it? The miasma slow lands. He gets the speed boost, and Impact gets out. Wow!
So low on health there, and Ray coming up huge, gets the assassination on Sneaky, takes out Bunny Fufu as well, and that is exactly what they were looking for from the Jarvan. On the back of this, Apex is able to take a 1 fight. The Xpecial engaged goes pretty wrong. Xpecial tries to get in there, but it's self-ulted there from Jensen. Beautiful play from him, and Xpecial goes down with nothing, but in comes Ray. 3-man ulti. Are you kidding me? Explodes Sneaky, takes down Bunny Fufu. Meteos takes a lot of damage there as well, and C9 kind of bail out. They're on different pages here as Meteos drops the ult. He wants to continue fighting, but the rest of his team had already bailed out. Now Jensen goes down. Yes, they do get the jungler, but not really an even trade there. Thankfully for C9, Impact able to escape by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, so when it's all said and done, Cloud9 were not able to take down that mid-tier 2 turret as Apex finally find a good fight. They still have Baron on Meteos and Impact, however. for another minute and a half. Sneaky's going to find some good damage onto Shrimp. There goes a calling onto Xpecial. They're going to try to burst him down. He decides to turn it. Ray is in there immediately. Jensen's like, nah, man, I don't want any piece of this.
He has no Zonias, though. He has to be careful.
Jensen used the initial CC. Shrimp is going to overextend. Drops to Sneaky. Ray is forced to bail.
Okay, I don't think the APX actually knew Jensen had no Zonias there, and they're being pushed into the side. They call it off and sacrifice their jungler. Shrimp really had no business going up there after Xpecial got out if they didn't want to fight, so miscommunication. This means the base is going to be cracked. C9 is going to take the first inhibitor turret, but there's a fight in the mid lane.
Once again, a huge hit. Jensen and Sneaky are dead. Meteos is running for his life, but Apollo drops on the hunt. Ray might eventually catch it. Boomerang Blade is not enough. Yeah, Ray gets the kill. That's 3 members dead. Impact with the Baron is going to be able to take down an inhibitor, but Apex are counter pushing and the Elder Drake has just spawned.
Yeah, they need to buy time though. They want to get this Elder Drake, but Impact is going to be continuing to push. Ray has now based, and it's what can the team get off this? Impact needs to buy time. He wants to go around Dragon, see if he can harass them. At the same time, Shrimp is back up, and they are collapsing on the Elder. They want to take it. They have 3 Dragons. This would be huge for Apex.
Yeah, Keane doing so much damage, shredding through. Impact is on the side, but he can do nothing but watch as Apex take the Elder Dragon and get themselves back into the game.
I gotta say, I bet Bunny Fufu is regretting taking Ignite this game.
Yeah.
You want that exhaust against the Jarvan, and here it is once again. This is at a disadvantage. Remember, this is a 5v4. A nice engage, though. Pop, pop. 2 go down immediately, even through the Shen ultimate there from Impact. No chance for C9 once that happens. Fantastic engage from Xpecial. He pulls the trigger. Ray with the follow-up. Great stuff from Apex.
Yeah, with that, Apex have got 90 seconds with that Elder Dragon buff. They're going to shove forward. Wave in the bot lane has been pushed far enough to buy them some time to look for this as their cooldowns have come back up. They could look for yet another fight, and Cloud9 are going to try to defend this.
Yeah, they want to delay, right? You want to make them fight for every inch. Do not let them just walk up to inhib with a free wave. Allow them to have some difficulties along the way and try to burn as much of this Elder Dragon buff as possible.
Yeah, now only down to about 50 seconds. It ticks off very quickly, a 2-minute buff. Ray splitting in the bottom lane. He's got his teleport, and there's a ward inside of the red pit that he could look to teleport to if Cloud9 were to walk in.
This is one of the tough situations as a Shen where a team has such strong initiate, such high damage that sometimes your ultimate is not enough, and if you're relying on your ultimate to get into the fight and they die before it goes through, you cannot peel. So this is where you sometimes have to make the call and say, hey, I'm not getting there in time. The burst from Ray is too high. I need to wait by my team. When he goes in, taunt, use the ultimate as a secondary shield, drop the parry. You need to be there at the start of the fight, or Ray will just kill your team off. There's not anyone really protecting these guys if Impact's not in position, if Meteos is not in position for the Lamb's Respite.
Yeah, Ray backing away from Impact despite having the Elder Dragon buff. It finally falls off for Apex. They've taken 1 turret and gleaned themselves a minor gold advantage, but this game is still dead even. Baron's up in a minute, though.
Apex, though, this is I think their first gold lead of the game. They have been behind pretty much from the word go. They got a couple dragons from the 50-50s, from the steals, and now they have really battled all the way back into it. The inhibitor, though, still down for Apex, and that is going to give C9 a bit of an advantage, as many waves are going to be pushing towards them as the Baron spawns, but the inhib shouldn't be down for too much longer.
Ray continuing to answer on that side while the rest of Cloud9 try to look for those visions, try to look for those picks as they drop wards in Apex's jungle.
Also worth mentioning, Apollo really starting to get online here. 4 completed items, working on his last. Sneaky has a lot of items of his own, but the Lucian, especially with this build, does not scale as well into the kind of super late game that we're entering now.
Apex actually not even going to use the teleport, groups up with the rest of his team as Ray slides forward. I don't know if he was spotted as that ward was just cleared out. Meteos is going pretty far forward, but there are no squishies for him to pick off on that side of the map.
This is tough. They have to be so careful. Ray is hanging out on the side, looking for an assassination. If they can get some sort of CC on Meteos, he may go for the execute kill.
Yeah, there's on the hunt.
Here
Ray,
we go.
He drops the flag, but Sneaky's in the back. They disengage Apollo. No, he gets out of the taunt. He's still stunned as Jensen goes in. Ray completely misses. He turns on the Sneaky. There's the stand united, but he can't get the kill. Cloud9 are kiting it out. Keane, meanwhile, drops onto Jensen. The Zonius is just in time. Shrimp has got a Guardian Angel. It's a double kill for Keane. Shrimp, meanwhile, will almost certainly go down unless he can make it over the wall. He turns onto Sneaky. There's the stun. Finally going to drop 3 for 2, Cloud9.
I think Trip should have just ran for it. He might have been able to get over the wall, but tries to kill off Sneaky, not able to do it. And now Cloud9, they have their jungler. They're straight onto the Baron. This should be a free Baron for Cloud9, and this is how you have to team fight it. You know, Ray looks for the engage. They pull back. Fantastic play from Impact, being in position, landing the ultimate just at the right time, and Sneaky survives.
Yeah, Cloud9 really balancing this game on a knife's edge.
Here we go. So here comes the fight. We have the call made by Apex. They want to engage. Sivir ult is going to get popped, and in they go. We saw, you know, the flag gets dropped down here pretty early from Ray. He's looking for Sneaky, but Sneaky is saying, nope. He's just waiting in the backline, now entering only with the culling, and Ray really has to try to force this. He flashed, he Qs to his E that was already down and goes for the ult. So he doesn't even have his Q for damage. He doesn't even have his E for damage. This was basically just an ult auto attack on Sneaky. And because it's not the ideal combo, because it was so heavily forced, the ultimate from Impact is more than enough to keep Sneaky alive. So great stuff from Sneaky. And that's sometimes how you have to play it against those kind of physical assassins. So you need to wait in the back of the fight until it's completely safe, until they've already used some cooldowns, and then you can enter.
Wow, Ray. Clearing out that minion wave in the top lane.
You can one-shot players, you can one-shot minions. Good rule of thumb.
He's got 5.5 items right now, but just needs to be able to land more than an auto attack.
Yeah, I mean, if he has the Q, if he lands a full combo, you know, EQ, alt, Hydra auto, everything, it actually doesn't matter if Sneaky gets the stand united. He's just going to die because they don't have exhaust, so Meteos needs to be there. But he wasn't able to do it last time. We'll see what they can get now as their inhibitor is looking to be cracked.
Shrimp gets caught. Jensen tries to go in. He gets out before Jensen ults himself. Ray is trying to find the flank, but he can't find an entry point. Jensen no longer has any escapes. Oh, Ray was looking for it, but the inhibitor goes down to the Baron push of Cloud9.
Jensen is so ridiculously good at anticipating the engages from Xpecial every single time. He's self-ulting before Xpecial's combo can land. He's so fast with that, and it has to be extremely frustrating for Xpecial not able to land that combo that he wanted.
Yeah, now it looks like Apex, once again with that inhibitor down, are going to counter push down the mid lane. Baron buff still on Cloud9. Actually, no, it just fell off.
Yeah, there's no TP on Ray, so they have to kind of keep that in mind because it's going to be tough for them to have someone answering in the side wave. At this stage in the game, Shrimp is going to struggle to clear out those waves on a tank Rek'Sai, and Ray needs to be with the team. They don't have anyone to really answer the side lane, so C9 can just play it patient, wait for that to push in, look to take their advantages in other lanes.
Once again, use the macro play that won them game number 1 to pull Apex apart and find a favorable engage.
GA on Sneaky.
Yeah.
Saying, ooh, you can one-shot me once, but can you one-shot me twice? I don't think so.
Yeah, they're going to finally break down this tier 2. They've got super minions pushing in from the far side. Jensen once again feints the engage.
Yeah. And the minions pushing in the bot lane, they're staying as 5 because they know they don't necessarily have time to react. Will Apex engage? They're going to have to pull the trigger at some point. Meteos got chunked really low there. C9's probably just going to back off.
Don't want to take any chances unnecessarily, Cloud9.
Worth mentioning, Keane is actually quietly 5-1-5 and almost a full build pass. He's going to be frightening.
Full damage. Ray actually, having just now completed his Guardian Angel, sold the BF sword for a full Guardian Angel. So, lots of revives on everyone. This upcoming team fight is going to be very chaotic.
No kidding. There's 3 GAs on Cloud9. Ray has one of his own, and there's also self-ult, Zonias, etc. from Jensen. A lot of ways for these guys to kind of prolong the fights. Not to mention Meteos' ultimate gives that temporary vulnerability. It's going to come down a lot to the engages. Can Xpecial land that combo to start off the fight well? Can Keane land, you know, a stun on one of these guys to pop them out before we see Meteos drop his ult? It's really down to that. you know, one botched engage from Apex pretty much means they're going to get slaughtered in the fight. So you cannot hesitate, but at the same time, you really have to make sure you're picking the right moment.
Elder Dragon's up in 90 seconds, and Cloud9 have got some deep vision in Apex's jungle. They know that this could be the next objective, so they are already getting prepared, sending Ray over to that side of the map. Apex so successful in their wins, playing around Ray, playing around his carry potential, but as you mentioned, Keane coming up huge, Apollo getting some really big crits in this.
Yeah.
And it's all of Apex going to have to come together to turn this game over and bring us to a game 3.
Apollo actually going GA as well, which is not something I expected. Would have probably preferred him to just go Mercurial or something to be able to cleanse off, you know, Jensen's ultimate, have a little bit more AD, a little bit more damage, but he feels he needs that defensive potential, perhaps to maybe get more involved in the fight and get more damage out there.
Yeah, Elder Dragon now 50 seconds away. Impact with Stand United and Teleport is split pushing on the far side. Red buff is spawning and Impact is over there. He's finally going to be spotted out, so Apollo's going to be by that red buff. 30 seconds though, and Cloud9 are waiting in the pit. Apex are going to have to race over if they want to make it in time.
Yeah, the thing to remember, Elder takes a while to kill. It's like the Baron. C9 does not have any Mountain Drakes to try to speed this up, nothing like that. So Apex does have a little bit of time. They have to be aware of it, and it is going to be spawning in 15 seconds. Baron up in a minute 30. These are going to be two heavily contested objectives, but at the same time, with the inhibitor already cracked open, C9 doesn't necessarily need to take one to win.
Yeah, they still have an inhibitor down. Ray actually doesn't have his teleport for another few seconds.
Yeah. And now C9 hovering around that Elder. They have established vision control, looking to really try to secure their lead in this, and they're on it. I mean, they're 2 minutes. Oh, no, they're not going to start it up, actually. So they were just hovering in the pit, clear away the board.
Oh, Xpecial takes a lot of damage. There's the miasma. He turns it around. There's a taunt. Let's see if Ray, he's flanking on the side but can't go in. The respite is dropped early. Ray hasn't gone in yet. Sneaky's in the back. Ray finally joins the fight, but he can't get in far enough as Keane is kiting it out. Drops the shield as Jensen resets. Shrimp is finally going to go down. Ray goes in, but Meteos dodges it back out. He's forced to flash. Xpecial with the 3-man knockup, and they're going to bleed the fight up. Apex have got enough damage as they chase it forward. Apollo is going to not kill Meteos, only barely, but it's 3 versus 2 right now.
Keane absolutely slaughtered that fight. They were able to get the Kindred ult down before Meteos pop, but at the same time, they have this massive backline now. Apollo and Keane pumping out damage through the entire fight. Ray picks his moment, jumps in, goes for the assassination. So much pressure put on Cloud9. They lose to GA.
Oh my God!
He stole it!
He stole the Elder Dragon! Sneaky! What was that?
Oh my God. And you can see the smile on his face. He knows it. He knows it. That was huge for Cloud9. And Meteos can say, ooh, it's karma off that level up early on.
Oh my God.
Cloud9 gets a little luck of their own.
Wow. I cannot believe that he just did that.
Oh my God. So big turn there for C9. And off of the last fight, they still get Elder. Here we have it once again. He has vision. They don't actually clear out this ward. Shoots the W. Are you kidding me? Oh my God.
The best part is the 3 surviving members of Apex were Ray, Keane, and Apollo, the people who would have gotten the most out of it. Well, but they're fighting once again. Bunny Fufu's going in, and Meteos is going to force to save him. Shrimp gets caught by a taunt. Xpecial with another huge 3-man knockup. Keane is in the back line once again. Jensen trying to do what damage he can. Impact is getting chunked out by Keane.
Yeah, C9 needs to back out again. Keane just putting out so much pressure, and you know the focus of this game has been Ray for a long time, but now it's Keane just slaughtering the front line as he has a 6-item cast, and they cannot ignore this guy any longer. They do not have the diving potential to actually kill him in the back line.
Yeah, they've actually recalled right now, and Apex are grouped up around the Baron. Bunny Fufu's racing his way back as blue buff gets gifted over to Keane.
C9 has to be careful. Cass is one of the fastest champions in the game at taking Baron, and along with this full build Apollo, it's going to be pretty frightening. This game is really balanced on a knife's edge. Apex does not really want to fight during this Elder Dragon burn, but it's not going to last too much longer, and they have proven that they are winning these fights. Sneaky maybe caught, Silver ult popped.
Yeah, Xpecial goes in, he flashes, Impact is going to be caught. Ray, meanwhile, teleporting in from behind, zones away the rest of Cloud9. They're caught in a pincer, they're going to try to burn Meteos.
Oh,
Respite
no.
will buy time, Xpecial knocks him out, and they're able to drop him before he can do much. Meanwhile, Keane gets an ultimate, he's trying to burn through. Impact will be shredded down by APX. The late game team fight has come online.
C9 can just not access the backline. They can't deal with Keane. They can't deal with Apollo. And they're getting shredded in these fights. And Bunny Boo Boo
trying to ward, and he gets destroyed by Ray.
They're going to the Baron. They're going to be able to take this very easily. Almost nothing that Jensen and Siki can do. They're going to try to push it down mid lane as fast as possible. But if you look at bot lane, a massive minion wave from Apex is crashing in. And Apex starts to feel like they're in full control of this game.
Yeah, waiting out the game long enough. They have got some huge damage with that Baron, their first of the game. Cloud9 took 2 already. That's the 3rd Baron of this game. And Apex are finally able to get control with these amazing team fights. Keane is a monster. Here that is once again.
Yeah, so they go for the engage on Siki. He has to flash out, and I'm not really sure about this flank from Meteos. Meteos is coming in by himself, and Bunny has already bailed out. Meteos is trying to get some damage, but he's basically 1v5, and it just gets popped out of the ult here by Xpecial, and he is already down. This is a disaster start to the fight there for C9 as Impact now taking way too much damage. He's going to be chunked down. So at the same time, the base is being taken there by Apex, and we can go back live to watch this happen as this could be the deciding moments of the game.
The inhibitor finally drops. Cloud9 are grouped as 5 Ray. He's going to be ulted down, but once again, Xpecial with a huge knockup. The turret is dropped. Shrimp is in the front line. He's going to go down. So far, it's 1 for 0. Keane is trying to shred through, but with 1 inhibitor dead, Apex lose 1 and back off.
It's a 5v4. We did see the QSS used by Ray. C9 can look to get something done. Death timers are massive at this point in the game. 60-second timer on Trip. C9 needs to make something happen at this point. They want to push. They want to try to hard engage and capitalize on their numbers advantage.
Yeah, Apex recalling to get themselves back to base as Cloud9 have to try to push this down. Ray is actually trying to be a little sneaky here.
Yeah, the Lissandra almost available once more. Ray does have his GA, but he does not have Ma. He does not have his Mercurial, so he will not be able to break this, and that could be key. We'll see if C9 is able to make something happen. Massive minion wave pushing on the top lane. 25 seconds on Shrimp.
He's going to be up in time for this push. Impact has got his stand united, so he's going to try to keep these super minions occupied in the mid lane as 4 members of Apex are going to try to defend this push. Ray
Such a
just
tense
waiting
moment.
for the opening. Xpecial has been huge with these knockups. And that wave, wow!
Well, look at Jensen, dude. Just the bounces on a Jensen, he loses half of his health there.
Yeah.
And now Shrimp is back up. C9 has to be careful. They're pretty split here. Jensen is basing, and oof.
Yeah, Shrimp is back up. Double super minions are caught out by Cloud9 in the mid lane. They're not going to let themselves lose too much more. And Ray, once again,
all GAs are active for both teams, so both teams do have 3, both AD carries, and both top laners and junglers have their GAs. This is going to be extremely explosive fights. If either team takes a significant team fight win, the game will end. Death timers are so long at this stage.
This game is so close between Cloud9 and Apex. Really coming to life in this game number 2 with such innovative picks, able to wait out the mid game, wait out the early game, and keep pace with Cloud9 this entire match. And now they've finally gotten an advantage. Playing around those huge super objectives, playing around the late game Elder.
Casual 500 CS on Jensen.
Yeah.
500 CS almost eclipsed there by Apollo as well, as this is a pretty ridiculous farming game. You know, we're now getting to those stages where players start to switch out their items, though. You see the IE has been picked up by Sneaky. He swapped out the Black Cleaver. He's making some more item changes. He got his Essence Reaver now, too. He's moving to more optimal late-game builds. He is just not cutting it with his kind of early-game Ghostblade Black Cleaver build. He needs to move to this kind of full 6-item DPS tank-killing build.
Gosh, Keane shreds through the blue buff. Doing so much damage. Apex grouped as 5. They've got a lot of deep vision around this Baron area. Cloud9 don't really see them.
He has almost 1100 AP.
Yeah, they're going to be forced to do a full recall as Cloud9 are faster down the mid lane. Impact is going to try to stop some of these. 2 of them are canceled. Keane is actually going to stay along with Shrimp.
Yeah, C9 has the inside track here. We'll see how much they can get done. The turret should be going down.
Yeah.
His Impact is still harassing them, but he needs to be careful because the flank is coming in from Shrimp.
Shrimp comes in with the Abyssal Voyage. That means Keane is left all on his own. Oh, Jensen has got teleport, but Xpecial tries to force a fight. Jensen goes in, and the Fisher isn't going to be able to catch anyone. They might try to collapse on Keane.
Yeah, they're still looking to try to pincer in on C9 here. You know, we did see the bait out of that Braum ultimate, so C9 needs to be careful, but Xpecial gets caught. This is huge!
Again, he mistimes the ultimate. He turns onto Jensen to ult him away. Finally, he's going to be able to get out with his life, and Keane is escorted back.
But he has no ultimate, and he's going to be so squishy in these fights as far as his engage potential needs that ultimate to go backline, and that's what he wants to do. It's going to be a tough call. You know, if Xpecial goes, it's very likely a one-way trip.
Yeah, decides not to go for it as Cloud9 back away as they prep that side wave. Baron is up in 90 seconds. This will be the 4th Baron of this game, and then Elder Dragon 30 seconds after. These huge late game objectives could be game deciding. Sneaky almost single-handedly keeping Cloud9 in by sniping the last Elder Dragon. Might not be so lucky this next time if Apex are able to play around it correctly. Everyone's late build right now. Everyone is full build.
Xpecial has the ultimate again, so that's big for him.
Yeah.
Has the rank 3 because we're so late in the game and a lot of CDR, so does not have to fight without it. That's big for Apex, and Xpecial is going to be so critical. He needs to get the proper engage. Ray needs to have that follow-up, and they really want to have Apollo and Keane staying safe in the backlines.
Yeah, Apex pressure forward as 5. They're not even going to try to look for a teleport play. Again, Ray is flanking.
Yeah, he's looking for a flank. If C9 pushes too far out, if someone tries to walk a dangerous way, he can look for the one-shot. A lot of GAs are up, though, so he has to be careful. If he picks the wrong moment, it could be critical. Also, look at his build now. He has Dustblade of Drakthar, the assassination item. He changed to a Black Cleaver as well.
Yeah, spotted out by Impact. He's able to cheat forward and get a ward. Still drops the flag over the wall, though. Jensen trying to play it back. Baron's up in 20 seconds with Elder as well. Apex are going to try to shove this in. Impact dodges the miasma. Meteos is going to find Ray and get a good bit of damage.
Yeah, 5 seconds now till Baron. Unless someone makes a misstep here, it's likely going to come down to the objectives. The ping's going on to Baron now. Apex has the inside track. Ray is recalling. They have some deep wards, and he has TP, so this is something that everyone is going to have to be tracking. You really need to be careful this stage in the game. They're looking for the engage.
They're going to try to go in. Sneaky's in the back. Ray's ready for the flank. They caught Jensen. He goes down before he gets a chance. The respite misses. It's 5 versus 4. They get a knock up on this Sneaky. He's going to be stand united, and he goes down. The GA has been popped. Impact is kiting as best he can, but Apex aren't done just yet. Shut down. It's 5 versus 2, 5 versus 3, and they could try to end the game right here and right now.
C9 is trying to delay. They're trying to cut off the minion waves and stop them from being able to do just that. Meteos needs to run as fast as he can, try to get out of here because Apex is already in the base. They're going to get one inhib. They're going to go for the second and maybe just try to tank it up and end the game.
Yeah, Keane and Apollo, they're going to tank it up. They don't have any minions taking a lot of damage from this. Oh boy, Meteos is still kiting it out on the far side. He gets knocked back. Finally going to be ace.
The death timers are too long. Apex has it.
Yeah, they're dropping the Nexus, and Apex riding the knife's edge to victory in a 60-minute match. They're taking us to Game 3 against Cloud9.
It all comes down to one team fight. And Jensen, time and time again throughout the game, was able to nail the self-ults, not get stunned before he did do that. And in this last fight, unable to do so, gets taken out without his Zonias, without his ultimate. He goes down, and so too do the hopes of Cloud9 in Game 2.
Yeah, that was such a close game. So very, very close. No smiles from anyone on Apex. They knew it was really one fight that would determine the entire match. They are full serious mode for this next one.
What a game.
Oh, that was exciting. Holy cow.
That was nuts.
Now, you've got to imagine Apex. They probably feel pretty good about coming out of that win, but Cloud9, it was so close that entire game. How can you possibly prepare for Game 3 after that?
I think it's just, you do not let a game like this phase you. Apex had incredible scaling. They got to that late game. This is something that maybe they haven't dealt with a lot as far as the Cassiopeia. So I think that C9 is not going to be too shaken here. They can go back to kind of their classic drafts. They won in game 1. They almost won in game 2. So nothing to be too worried about just yet. But as Apex, they take a very tightly contested game 2, and now they have a chance to go for the upset win over Cloud9 in game 3.
Yeah, both of these teams right now 3-2 in the standings, and it's tough to see who's going to take the whole thing. But Apex so far has tied this series